Hi guys, it's Lisa Cummins here from Euphoric Food Cafe. To be honest, I'm actually really struggling with this video this week. I've done a number of takes and I just feel like it's not coming really naturally to me. And I suppose that makes complete sense because this topic isn't something that comes naturally to me. But the reason that I have taken it on as a topic for this week is because it seems to be a bit of a reoccurring theme in your comments and messages to me about what you'd like to see in these videos. And that is centered around getting your children to eat well and to eat vegetables in particular. Now, I think I've done about 400 takes on this video because I guess I'm struggling a little bit with this topic. I don't have children and my husband Matt and I have tried for our entire marriage to have children and we haven't been blessed as yet. And I guess so it's really hard to speak on a topic like this when you don't have first-hand experience. I really feel like I don't have any right to talk about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Because I don't have a lived experience. I don't battle day in and day out to make sure that my children are eating beautiful and nutritious food. I mean, I have, you can see Henry, my little dog Henry in the background there, munching away on a bone on the lounge. I mean, you know, great puppy parent I am there, but he's happy and content, and so therefore I'm happy and content too. So look, in terms of, you know, I was just going to let this this topic pass by, but it just seemed like something that you're all sort of doing battle with on a daily basis. And so I thought if I can offer any kind of, you know, not even advice, but, you know, if I can just talk it out a little bit in a food sort of way, then, you know, maybe you'll take something from it. And hey, if that helps you get one extra floweret of broccoli into your beautiful children, then I guess it was all worth it. So instead of coming from a position of someone who doesn't have children, I wanted to kind of channel my inner child to bring you some tips in this situation. And the reason I thought I would do that is because I loved vegetables as a kid. I still love them now. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about how my mum would cook for us. And what she did really well was she didn't present us with overcooked, grey, you know, slimy, sludgy, stodgy vegetables. You know, our vegetables were always beautifully cooked, beautifully seasoned, you know, cooked in olive oil or a little bit of butter. And they just had absolutely fantastic flavor. I mean, this woman was so good. She could, is so good. She continues to be so good, that she could even get us to eat Brussels sprouts. And I still love Brussels sprouts to this day. Now, I guess, you know, back in the 80s when I was a kid, we didn't have all the nutritional information that we've got now. And I'm not, you know, I'm by no stretch, you know, coming to you as a nutritionist, an expert in children, health, fitness, any of those kinds of things. Obviously not. I mean, I'm not that person. I'm coming to you as someone who's passionate about food. And, you know, I hope that one day, if we're blessed with children, you know, I'll be able to have my children enjoy vegetables as much as I did when I was a kid. I mean, in saying that, I hated peas. I still hate them now. I used to shove them down the kitchen sink so Mum wouldn't know that I wasn't eating them. Sorry, Mum. But, you know, I think we also all have to respect that, you know, kids are human just like everyone else, and they're going to have things that they just don't like. And that's okay. You know, they don't have to love everything. Well, I don't think they should have to love everything. I always sort of thought that, you know, if you can have 2 or 3 things that you just don't like, then that's okay as long as you give everything else a go. So I guess one thing that I would say is to really try not to overcook those veggies. Leave them, al dente. Leave them, slightly, crisp. I loved crunchy carrots when I was a kid. I still do. A little bit of honey, a little bit of butter. Mum used to put sesame seeds on them, and we just thought it was the best thing ever. I think kids love flavor and texture, and I always think to myself how much kids seem to want to put tomato sauce on stuff and how they love Vegemite. A lot of people seem kind of really stressed about introducing flavor to their kids, and I'm not saying that you need to put chili on their veggies or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that tomato sauce is a big flavor. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Vegemite is intense, and kids on the whole really enjoy those things. And so why would they not enjoy some mild spices or some garlic and herbs and things like that on their veggies, and have them cooked beautifully? I mean, I think we've got a better chance of getting those sorts of veggies into them than expecting them to eat really plain, really stodgy food. I think if you don't want to eat it, then they don't want to eat it, and that's fair enough. That was certainly the case. I mean, I used to go to friends' houses and see what they would be served up when I was a kid, and I was horrified. I was thinking, God, no wonder they don't eat it, because it's just not very good. And you don't have to be a master chef. It's just about learning how to cook veggies really well. Don't overcook your broccoli. Make sure it's nice and bright and vibrant. There's no need to boil vegetables in a massive pot of water. I mean, it takes a really long time to boil that pot of water anyway. And, I'd see people put broccoli in there and cook it for 10 minutes. I mean, it needs a couple of minutes at the absolute max. Pull it out, season it, with a little bit of, olive oil, salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic, saute it in a pan. You don't need to boil it. Don't boil things. Sauteed with a little bit of water, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper in a pan, with your broccolini or your carrots or zucchini or whatever you've got, is going to be so much better than boiling it in a big lot of water. I mean, you're losing all that nutritional value anyway. You're just pouring it down the water in the sink. Keep it in the food. And, not only, hopefully, will your kids want to put it in their mouths, hopefully. I mean, this is no guarantee. There's no guarantee with anything. But, hopefully they'll actually, enjoy it too and want to eat it, just like you'll enjoy it more and want to eat it. And I think experimenting with all different kinds of veggies is really, really good, and just, keeping that variety up there as well. It's not rocket science. I kind of think to myself, what are the kids in India and Pakistan and France and Italy, what kind of foods are they eating? What kind of herbs and spices and all of that kind of stuff? And, obviously it needs to be age appropriate. Obviously, if you've got, a child that's just being introduced to solid food, the texture and flavor profiles of that kind of food is going to be completely different to if your kid is 2 or 3 or 4. But I think it's important to not shy away from offering them flavor and texture and interest in their food. And I think, I love the whole Stephanie Alexander gardens that are coming into primary schools these days, and how kids can learn how to grow veggies and where they come from, and, cook with them and all of that kind of thing. And I think, education in that way, makes them more inclined to actually eat their veggies, which is fantastic as well. The other thing I want to say, and again, I'm not a parent, I don't understand what the struggles are. I'm not sitting here pretending that I do, but I think we all need to be kind to ourselves. It's quite obvious that everyone who's asked me about how to, get more veggies into their kids, it's obvious that they're trying really hard. They're trying all different kinds of things. You're doing your best, and that's all you can do. Just keep offering them up. One of the things I do hear sometimes is people, they give their kid a veggie, they don't like it, and the kid actually asks for it next time, and then they're told by their parent that, you won't like that. And so they don't give it to them. And you know what? Yeah, they might not like it, and they might put it in their mouth and spit it back out again, or maybe not even try, even though they said they wanted it. And God, I can't imagine how frustrating that would be. But one day they might actually put it in their mouth, and one day they might actually chew it up and swallow it, you know. I think it's about persistence as well. And, you know, I can't imagine how hard it would be to have food continually coming back uneaten. I mean, it must be absolutely soul destroying when you're doing everything you can to make this food appetizing to them. But, you know, just keep going. You're doing a fantastic job. You know, all I can do is, you know, channel my inner child and give you some tips that worked really well for my mum when, you know, when she was trying to get us to eat our veggies. And you know what, if one tiny little part of what I've said tonight helps you in any way, then hey, I'm winning at life, you know. So look, I hope I haven't caused any offense to anyone. Again, I'm not a parent, you know. I'd love to be a parent. I'd, you know, love to sort of, you know, take on this struggle for real and work through all these things. But unfortunately, that hasn't been my lot in life yet. So, you know, keep going. You guys are doing an absolutely fantastic job. I see parents day in, day out feeding their kids and, you know, spending time with them and doing amazing things. And it's just so damn inspiring. It really is. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, you know, keep changing it up. And, you know, I have no doubt they're going to put that broccoli in their mouth any day now. So yeah, we'll all cross our fingers and hope that it's all going to come together. All right, guys, I'm going to go now, but thank you so much for all your really fantastic feedback so far. And look, if you have tips on, you know, on how to get more veggies into your kids and things that have worked for you, please, you know, pass it on in the comment section below and share it with the rest of the euphoric community, because, you know, if we can all work together to share these tips and tricks and things that have worked, you know, with each other, then, you know, we're doing a great thing. All right, thank you so much again, and we'll see you, you know, in store or in the next video. Thanks, guys. Henry would say bye too, but he's pretty busy with his bone. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.